Hey, we just got one more order. You think you can get it out in time before UPS closes up shop today? I feel like I nailed that one. It's always nice living somewhere where it's early November and I can still just chill outside in the morning with a cup of coffee and a whoopee. It's pretty nice. Now, if you've never heard of a whoopee, it's something you get issued when you join the military. You take it to the field, it becomes your best friend. It's like your comfort blankie. When you're freezing and it's like negative 10 degrees outside and all you have to be able to pull out is a whoopee for 20 minutes, there's nothing like it. So we just made some and launched them with Lost Supply Apparel. Navy whoopee with a leather Lost patch, which is on one of the sides. I love whoopies. I could live in a whoopee. They actually make whoopee jackets, I'm pretty sure. Now, I know I'm probably really late to the game on this one, but something that has changed our lives here in this household is baking our bacon. There's no mess. It cooks fast. It cooks perfect. It's what we do every day now.
Sick of my fails, sick of my job, might pick up a scale. Said I'm so sick of this hell, sick of these bills, ain't shit in the mail.
Alright, so this was not the plan when I woke up this morning. It wasn't the plan as of 10 minutes ago. So, woke up, was heading to the warehouse, just like copious amounts of stress coming down from text messages and phone calls and conversations with Black Friday coming up, and I was just stressed out. I feel like everything was like just crashing down on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll take some me time, me versus me, go for a run, break some stress, feel better.
Hey, let's go. Bet.
All right, so I ended up doing 8 miles, right over a 9-minute per mile pace. Running is one of those things, if I get stressed out or if I'm overwhelmed, there's so much going on, running long distance, beating myself up a little bit, always makes me feel better. It's something like weights don't do, strength training doesn't do it, bodybuilding stuff doesn't do it, just working out in the gym doesn't do it. Metcon, yeah, maybe here and there, but I ran for about, I think it was a little over an hour. Feel good. Feel really good now. My 8 miles also conveniently located me right next to Terry Black's barbecue, and my wonderful fiance is picking me up. All right, so I am pretty fatigued from that 8-mile run. So what we're gonna do is a scoop of In Focus. However, I don't have water, so. All right, well. I get the question a lot, my favorite podcast or what I've been listening to lately. Right now, it's NPR, How I've Built This. I recently found this one, but what they do is they bring on CEOs and entrepreneurs, like big time CEOs of big companies, organizations, that talk about the documentation of like how they got to where they are right now and where they started. And there's always what I found a shared characteristic between successful CEOs, which I'm about to talk about. Obviously, there's outliers and there's exceptions to the rules, but there's pretty often this one shared characteristic that can be applied to a lot of things in life. So we're using the beautiful backdrop of this abandoned warehouse that's across from our current warehouse that we're moving out of in February in a new spot. But what I want to talk about is like the shared, number one, in my opinion, shared characteristic of successful entrepreneurs, business owners that I've talked to, I've listened to, I've experienced myself, and that is risk. Experiencing and being willing to experience some sort of risk to achieve the reward. So like the ultimate sacrifice that I see of becoming successful to reach the top is like, what are you willing to risk to get there? Now, like my story, as most of you know, I started my supplement company when I was in college. I took every dollar I had, I liquidated my Roth IRA, and literally all of my savings I put into this business to hope achieve success, and it worked in our favor because the risk plus the investment that I put in plus the work equaled what we have now. And the reason I'd say about 90% of the people fail about what they're trying to accomplish, whether that's a fitness goal, whether that is a business they're trying to start, a venture, anything, I'd say 90% of the people fail because they're not willing to accept some level of risk. Like, what is that risk? Is that risk the investment that you're going to put in? Is that risk, losing friends because you don't have enough time to spend with them because you're working towards your accomplishments, your goals? Like, what is that risk? And it's different for a lot of people. But when I talk to CEOs and I hear other people's stories, there's always something similar to that story. And at one point they went all in. At one point I went all in what I was trying to do. When I say all in, the thing that sparked bringing up this topic is I was listening to the owner of Bar 3, which is a training studio all across at least the United States, maybe the world. But at one point in her story, her and her husband's story, they sold their house. They decreased their cost of living. They sold their expensive cars. They bought cheaper cars, and they took all that money that they liquidated from their assets and went all in on their business venture. And I think a lot of people that do that and become successful from it, they reach a point of going all in where there's no other option. It's, I'm either going to succeed at what I'm taking this risk in, or I'm going to fail. But if I fail, I did everything I could. I spent all my money. I spent all my time. I did everything I could to make it work. And if it didn't work, or if it was unsuccessful, well, I mean, at least you tried your hardest to make that goal, that accomplishment happen. That's the risk that you have to be willing to take if you want to do something big, if you want to do something crazy, whether that's a business, whether that's reach a goal that isn't attainable by a lot of people. There's a risk associated with that. And the reason I bring this up is if there's like something you want to do, something you want to accomplish, and you're just half-assing it every day, every week, every month, every year, and you're just not making any progress, you gotta reassess, reevaluate. Are you willing to take that risk and go all in to make it happen? And a lot of people aren't. There's gotta be some level of uncertainty, some level of extreme uncomfort. That's why I talk about embracing the suck, because are you willing to decrease your cost of living? Or are you willing to sell your house and move into a smaller house, or sell your car and get a less expensive car? Are you willing to do that to make what you want to make happen in terms of, in my case, a business? And I went all in on what I wanted to do, and it paid off. As I said, the risk plus the investment plus the work can equal success if you're willing to go all in.